We have reached Thursday. Thursday evening takes us to definitely the most interesting in terms of concept of the week. Tell me Logan orchestrated this event without telling me Logan orchestrated this event. We go to the fucking Blue Moon Bay road course roval thing for a 3-class race.
Because we had to do that. We essentially had to get all the 750R drivers to recertify for the class after Red Bull Ring incident. We admin sat down and was like, yeah, if you want to race 750R, you gotta prove you can handle the car. So we spent a day last week at at a racetrack recertifying the drivers, and we decided why not have them be involved in a multi-class event here at not Pocono or Poconope or Pocono, depending on how you feel.
I just call it Seattle.
Man, Pennsylvania sure be weird.
We are green from Pocono, or Poca, not really, maybe, I don't know. Poca, I don't know. The 750R class, which Akira Underregai is immediately in the lead of, despite the fact that we recently readjusted the class as well. It's now not 795 performance, it's 790, and his Group C, and the 787B that would be driven by Nakazato if he wasn't suspended for this week, are now down to 780.
Yeah, and it gives us an opportunity, because don't we have a few new 750R cars for this week?
Yeah, the Art of Speed team kind of looked at this as an opportunity to make some, or get some new ones set up, because, they're trying to take this more seriously. They get certified for that. Well, guess what? Because the SAO characters have their super license in the GT Association, by way of playing through Gran Turismo 7. Don't ask how that works.
Don't ask questions. We're not ready for
they automatically get certified for that. So...
Wait, does this mean we live in a simulation?
Yeah, supposedly. Or they do. I don't know who... Something is being simulated. This is the real driving simulator. Maybe.
But anyways, Silica has her, old Super GT. Wait, yeah. And then there's...
trying to be a counterpart to Lightning. We have Rain nearly dumping Juan Santo, who's the POV driver. Rain with a TSO-20. And, Juan gives her a bump for that. And
then the Cadillac. Because Xenon showed up with a car of all time.
Heavily detuned Cadillac hypercar, apparently. I mean, I played Gran Turismo 6. I wasn't aware there was a Cadillac hypercar. There was not even Cadillac in the game.
Don't ask questions. And that probably would explain why it was on the entry list as the Cadillac V-Series R18, or Cadillac.
Can we rebadge an R18? How the fuck?
I don't know. I don't make the rules here. I just enforce them.
They did surgery on a diesel prototype.
We freedom swapped an R18. Understandable. That's a sentence.
Meanwhile, you're trying to chase down another NFR. This is becoming a fucking pattern. Also, High Smasher. No longer the governor of Kansas, now just a guy in a Skyline.
Yeah, I can't believe Graham Rahal beat him in the election campaign.
They beat the Jet 2 Holiday except Graham Rahal. Nah, McLean Tyler's running gags with yours and mine.
But anyways, Utah leads, I believe this was 675 once again.
Yeah.
I was here as well in the Rally Chicken.
A battle between NFR and Demon Sports that hopefully will not result in dented fenders or bruised egos. And again, we'll see. You seem to have a bit of overspeed on that Genesis, so...
Yeah, the radio was blasting Freebird.
The run stalled out somehow. And then leading the 600 class is Riho Futaba in her Chevelle, I think, with a different engine in it than normal. I don't remember what it is, but it's not its stock engine. Or if it is, it's detuned from stock. Not really surprised, the Seattle Speedstars are out in force this week. In this race. In this race. Because they are from Seattle. What the fuck? Untouch slid up in front of her, and she just ran into the back of her teammate. Didn't even damage Hutao's car, but that is how she ends up back there. Juan Santo dusted the Schrodinger's Cadillac. I've had a Schrodinger's Pontiac and a Schrodinger's Cadillac in the same week. What a time to be alive.
As Juan Santos going for the lead on a Group C car, which is actually an interesting thing around this track in particular, because the Group C just absolutely obliterates everything in a straight line outside of a select few 750 street cars. But in the corner, Juan Santos should absolutely just close the gap significantly.
It looks like that's what he's doing there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
Just gonna get undone here, though. As these two will soon be getting to lap traffic as well. Oh, just embarrass him on corner exit, why don't you?
Man, if that was the final lap right there, that would have been one heck of a finish.
And we still got 2 more to go, and this is gonna be the shortest race of the week. This race isn't gonna be 8 minutes long. That looks so weird. The fact that they're going right in a banked turn, battling for the lead, and Ray Guy put himself in the grass.
Monza Oval. But watch out, we've hit lap traffic for the first time today.
Oh boy! Blue flag! She damaged herself on Juan's car.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear the tires squealing. She just ran out of grip. Might have even bottomed out there or something. You can see the absolute chaos here because now Sinon and Rain are much closer together. Lightning and Silica are trying to pick their way through. Silica nearly sent it on Lightning, but that's not really a passing zone turn there. They both just putz their way ahead of Miller. Lightning has to check up for O'Donnell. There's Ryza in the mix, and you guys can clear of them. There's Dexter. Riho's the leader of the class. Juan just gonna blitz that around the outside. Oh, Sinon's been held up by the 86. And that's gonna give Rain an easy overtake on her teammate. Do we actually know which driver owns Art of Speed technically? Like who their manager or team leader is?
I've met him once, but he reminded me of Flatbread.
Oh, so it's none of the drivers?
Surprisingly, no. They have their manager's some weird edgelord who has like a fidget spinner on his coat or something like that. I don't know. He's a weird dude. Had no personality.
I wonder why he doesn't drive.
Something about working with the government, I don't know. But anyways, off the final corner, Juan Santos.
Juan Santos gonna win, yeah. Pretty convincingly over Akirana, who will come in second, and Rain will round out the overall podium. Hu Tao looks to be, yeah, she'll be winning the 675 class, because the replay is gonna end in a minute. And
that was honestly a good battle between us.
yeah, even though... Did you ever actually get alongside her, or just kind of looked like you just followed in her wheel tracks the whole time?
I was following in her tracks, mostly, because I was here mostly so we had an admin in the race. I was just here to vibe and make sure Fenny didn't... Fenny?
Ah, yeah, the one who finished 19th.
I believe she got damaged a second time, too.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, good one. Run into the back of the 600 class leader. Could have at least gotten, ahead of the lower class and not looked like an idiot. Instead, 2 minutes later, she's running 19th and will be classified as 19th, losing to a fucking Integra and a Toyota AE86. Good thing NFR also won their class, so that would have been an embarrassing fucking showing.
I mean, it's still been a embarrassing showing from.
It's an embarrassing showing for Fenny, not for the whole team at least, because at least there's somebody on NFR who can keep their head on their shoulders and not drive like an ass. Would not have thought it'd be Hutao.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
We head to the actual roulette race, even though Thursday's race kind of felt like one anyway. Trial Mountain will host this roulette race, which was very high category loaded, from what I could tell from the entry list. There were a lot of 715s and 750s. There were no 750Rs because they were all still in Seattle. But, yeah, a lot of 715, decent number of 750. There were like only 2 675s.
Huh, yeah, it did feel kind of low when I was walking through the garage area earlier before the race. But I did not bring the rally chicken for what would have been like the third or fourth time this week.
Yeah. It said you're showing up in your C5.
Every race this week.
I believe so, yeah. Trying to think. You might not have been in the 640. No, you were not in the first race. You were not in the 640 class.
Oh, yeah.
You did not take the Fallout Camaro for a ride.
No, I was getting ready for Fuji. But anyways,
That
let's
race
get
actually-
on to the chaos.
I believe that race actually didn't have any ad... No, it had Noir on the track. Never mind. As much as she even counts, I'm not sure. A Dodge 1, 2, 3 on the starting grid. But I think Ryza might actually have the lead by the time we get to turn 1. I don't know. No, she's not going to get ahead of Bernice. Bernice, who, if she can somehow stay ahead of the 750 class cars like JJ West or yourself, could be on for a second race win and should have been third. The POV driver, who is somewhere, is Alice, who already had one race to her credit this week at Interlagos, and she's already running higher than she was in that race at the end. Yeah, as you can see, there's 4 715 class cars here. They're just all in a line. My God.
That wing.
Yeah, that's the one debuting car from this round, which is Yo, making only her second start this week. As somebody who started in every race last week, that's kind of surprising. I don't know where she found an old Escudo. Especially the one that they used for Group B, or Group B? What? The Pikes Peak Hill Climb. But here the fuck we are. It's a 750 class car, but it is not much in a straight line, despite how much horsepower it supposedly has.
Yeah,
It's
that was a
struggling to
weird
outdrag
one
it.
for inspection, because we didn't know whether or not to classify it as 750 or 750R, but I think we ended up going with just 750 because of the tire compound rule.
Yeah. So that's an expensive bit of damage for this Jaguar D-Type, which, I believe was sold to Marina Tozzetti. Because that always just gets, yeah.
Oh.
Old brakes, there's not much you can do. How fast they're doing 50 up here because, well, we've got Taro and Riho fighting for 9th, and that's a pickup truck fighting a Dodge Super B.
I'd like to point out who got rear-ended.
Fenny, honestly, deserved.
Yeah, but even Inferno felt that one in her wallet.
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't just go right. I guess probably didn't have much mobility under the brakes in that car. Barbara managed to avoid bullshit. And, well, Noir in her 525 class car wasn't really going fast enough to get into the bullshit, as much as I'm sure she was trying to find a way.
Oh yeah, and there was a driver in this race that technically debuted last week, but we forgot to mention her.
We weren't supposed to mention her. It was the running gag, remember?
No!
You whore! So, Alice already up to second. I guess the replay cameras didn't catch her passing Ryza or Jack Carver, but now it's just gonna take the fight to Bernice, the second time that she and Bernice have fought on track.
Also, holy gap between the top 17 and then 525.
And yeah, and I would be surprised if these three get up there. Surprised there's only 3 cars with damage, although ironically 2 of them are teammates, and then one of them.
Oh no. Okay, so Fenny didn't accidentally damage another teammate this week. Okay.
Yeah, no, Fenny got pushed into Taro by the D-type with no brakes.
Yeah.
It's just funny, and I know that that's why, because I watched where she hit the brakes, and that's, you know, she could make the corner from there in any other car.
Yeah, the rest of the admins are going to have fun with this week's stewarding meeting. Yeah. Okay, that angle made things look a little different.
Yeah, that was very close. I do believe it was close, but there was no collision. When it peaked on the inside, I think she just money shifted, and somehow the Audi did not break down from that.
German engineering also.
Park the
Bernice.
Stop teaching her valid but also really annoying racing tactics.
To be fair, it's a Viper. You are familiar with these things probably better than anyone else I know. You understand that this thing is essentially a bus with a V10.
Not really. Especially not that thing. That's an ACR.
Huh.
That's not even just an ACR. Well, okay, Inferno on your team is the one who paid for it. That's a special version of the car that they commemorated, or they made in commemoration of setting a track record at the penultimate round of Laguna Seca. This is a special enhanced version of an already racing-built Dodge Viper. I would kill for one of these things. I wouldn't be surprised if Inferno and or Bernice also did, but that's not the point. She doesn't know how to drive it. She's sideways and Alice is gonna go right through.
Oh, I think that might have actually just been a more of a, polyphony. What was that? Huh? I didn't hear anything.
What about Monophone Electronics?
I don't know.
One of Noir's sponsors.
Oh.
Not on this car, though, I don't think. No. Actually, I think they used to sponsor her. I don't know if they do anymore. I don't think so. I like how the 675 class is literally just Stephanie versus Francesca. They're the only 2 who showed up for this class.
Honestly, that's a vibe.
Yeah, they probably did it on purpose. It's
They
like,
probably
well,
thought there was nobody.
Yeah, it's like, well, they're the only person there, so free opportunity to take the fight to her with literally no other interference. Look where they are compared to the next car, compared to the cars behind them.
Honestly, that is a vibe.
They have an entire sector of Trial Mountain to hash their battle out. And if it were any other 2 drivers, I would still expect them to somehow make contact. But I would hope to God those 2 know what they're doing. That would make maybe 2 people this month. So far.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was battling with Ryza.
You were trying to get to 3rd overall while leading the class.
Yeah, the RNG at the grid was really weird this week, and I am just... I don't even have much more grip than her. I just have yes amounts of power compared to that thing.
And from what I understand from how C5's handle based more so on what Ashley Akemi told me, probably not very much in the way of traction either. These things,
yeah, no.
Looks like a bit of a handful on corner exits while the McLaren is completely planted. And honestly, that thing's not a slouch in a straight either. It looks like your Corvette is struggling to outdrag that thing.
Yeah, I had some horsepower advantage and a little bit lighter, but that's it. But as I move up to the overall podium with the class lead, yay.
JJ West is fighting Barbara for second in class. I haven't seen this car in a while. He's not really been meant to use it too much while he was under Urban Estates banner, but now that he's under Southern Speed Co., even though this car's also not bearing that logo, so whoever's doing Tyler's deliveries is going to have to fix that. You know, he's no longer a Chevy factory driver, so he can drive the Subaru GT300. Stephanie has driven away. Stephanie has gotten a bit of a comfortable lead in her category of 2 people, and Tanner Johnson leads an absolute Blue Strata clusterfuck, and also Riho Futaba through the hairpin at the end of the straightaway.
I also did not realize how high Yo's car sits.
It has to. It bottoms out super easily. That's what she says. Directly to me. And Rise has been cleared by the pair of 750 cars, not 750R. Well, never mind. Ryza got back ahead of Barbara somehow. Caught her in a rare moment of bad racecraft. And now the GT300 is back on your ass, but Bernice just nobody has an answer for Alice. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, that's like 6-7 seconds. There she goes, lapping Briggs and Noir. What are you hawking at?
That's...
I don't know.
So are we just gonna call all of NFR outside of Hutau to the hauler post-race?
No, just her, Uni, and Fenny. Because the other ones, well, Iris and Jennifer didn't even race this week, and Barbara hasn't done shit. What the?
Yeah, that was, we got a little short tracking.
Oh god, that's a team. You're both out of control anyway, no wonder. And
Yeah,
JJ just laughs and racing set up back here.
Yeah, we were, that was a weird spot, because we were caught off the corner by the, Sunday class, and, then we're just...
Oh yeah, Joshua was there and threw you both off your line, it looks like. And JJ got ahead of you because of that. Or somehow connected to it. Looks like it just goes down the inside or something. What the fuck does he do? Okay, he just out. Oh, he got caught behind Noir! Ay, fucking Grumba.
I'm surprised this angle didn't catch the Superbird being deployed.
Bernice is flipping that thing up. Jesus Christ, this is not a dirt track, lady.
Gee, we have been giving her some dirt track experience, actually.
That's 7.5 second lead.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to take back what you were saying about driver performance versus car performance. Clearly Alice is both. If she's able to do this over Bernice and the 750 class.
Yeah,
Bernice is already ahead of them as it is, and that's enough of a shock.
Yeah, debut is, I mean, we can't all be SVG, but then again, Trevor Bayne won in his second ever NASCAR start, so...
Yeah, Alice only got 4th in her debut, but this race is where she's just been on a whole nother level as you take the class lead back from JJ West through the corners. How? How did you overtake the GT300 car in the turns? Fuck.
So it wasn't by grip, it was by just sheer overspeed still into the braking zone as we have entered the final lap of the race.
Yep, countdown's ended, so some cars' races are going to be already over. Not these two, though. They got one extra lap, but that'll be the end of the race for the 640 class. Tanner Johnson, who's not run in a while, is going to be the winner. Riho's second, and Blue Strata 3 and 4 behind him. Hi, Fenny. Fucking, that's a 750R, or fuck, 750 class, by the way. This car should be running where Barbara is, up here.
It should be running where I'm at.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally the same car Barbara is driving, on the same team. So they have the same setup information and everything else, probably the same parts on the car. The only difference is Barbara's driving this one, and she has damage from hitting, presumably, JJ West, the only one around here, anyway. It was, in fact, it was... Well, okay, that's not Noir's fault. Barbara had an entire 2 or 3 lanes. Obviously, she was probably startled, but... Because I imagine she just saw Ryza's car here for the most part. Why is she moving her wheel to the right?
Oh, dear God.
Is there infighting? I was gonna say, I don't think it's... She drove into her own team. Does nobody like this person right now? Probably not.
I think maybe her own sister or something like that? I don't know.
This is... yeah. You got Barbara ticked off at you. That she's running into you intentionally.
Yeah. Even when Katie and Buck beef with her, like, how many years ago it's been? It's like a season and a half. Not even Barbara was doing that. So how do you screw up so much that you are hated more than Katie and Buck?
I also just imagine you'd be stupid to get angry at Buck and Katie. Barbara maybe thinks that she's not risking her life doing that by getting angry at her team owner.
Also, 525 is about to approach the finish line here soon. Oh.
No, they're not.
Oh, never mind. I was looking at the wrong group on the map.
Yeah, the 640 class has finished their race right as we speak.
Okay, that's where it was.
Except for Tozzetti and Tara, who got damage on lap 1. They have an excuse to be back here. Fenny doesn't. So she gets the fucking second from last in a 3-class race, and then now in this 5-class race, she doesn't even beat the 640 class. I'm honestly surprised she didn't finish behind fucking Joshua Riggs or something.
Are we sure that's not Nikita Mazepin in that car?
I'm not sure anymore. We're gonna have to look into some actual... I don't know, can you really punish incompetence, though?
Yes.
I guess it depends on how she got back here. She just lightly tapped Totao at Blue Moon Bay, and then tried to outbrake a Chevelle. Fuji, yeah, but that alone is only maybe a week off.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to check what she did in this race to end up back here.
But anyways, we got a battle for the lead to deal with.
No, we don't. We're looking at this now. That's the one thing that wasn't her fault. She gets to them as the timer expires.
Okay, so this week wasn't even her... This week. This race wasn't even her fault.
She just lost that much time in the pit lane because of just how badly her car got fucked in the corner in the first turn. Okay, I need to check the manuals. Is there a law for bonking my fucking co-commentator? Okay, so, yeah, she rejoins the circuit here, hitting turn 1 at, like, 259, basically. The class leader for 640, which she gets just up to, is already turning onto the back straightaway. So, sector and a half. She loses basically 30-40 seconds in the pit lane, and she barely makes all that up. Interesting. Are you okay, Barbara? I mean, I guess you have suspension damage. That's probably going to fuck with the handling a little. But though I have no sympathy because you gave it to yourself, trying to backhand your team owner. Maybe this time you can pass Bernice without you both going dead sideways. You try to
I was a little sideways into the... Yeah, I was about to say, I got a little sideways into the hairpin because horsepower.
And you were sideways there again as well. I was like, just cut the camera back. Oh, you both were again. There's no excuse for it that time because there was no S13 in your way. Just some setup work to be done, methinks.
All good. Yeah. I'll tell Emmy. I'll tell Emmy.
You'll get... Well, dominantly, Alice Timefield is going to get her first Challenge Series win. The only Team AMT representative on the grid in this race. They didn't need any others, clearly. Bernice gets second overall, and also beats you to the line. And you win the category from third.
750 wins. 750 doesn't win. Man, I wonder what the Vegas odds on that were.
Ask this guy. And, well, the replay is not going to go on long enough. You could just tell from the distance between the two that Stephanie's going to win this class. So, yeah, Tanner Johnson, Joshua Riggs, who... Joshua Riggs is going to barely beat Noir, kind of, at the end of the race here. They didn't get to the line in time, but neither did the 675 class. Tanner Johnson, whose race has been over for a minute at this point. And now Stephanie's going to win the 675 class. Yeah, I was just taking the HUD off to get that shot. Even though it looks like Francesca's missing the second to last turn.
Maybe she did. But anyways, as you were saying, the outro.
Yeah, that'll do it for this equally chaotic week 136 in the books. We're only 146. We're only 2 weeks into the new season, and NFR is already cruising to deconstruct their dynasty. Not even through the month of January. I am almost impressed. And yet she used to rag on how I ran the team. She cannot talk.